Hey there, Travel Dons, and welcome to my personal favorite wine bar in Texas. Alrighty, fellow travelers, welcome back to Adventures of a Traveling Don. And today's video is going to be something a little special because we are celebrating the 4-year anniversary of the channel. I started this back February of 2025. If you guys watched my last video, my taco food tour around Austin, that was the second time I did that. I mentioned that that day, particularly that we were filming, was the actual 4th year anniversary, but I totally forgot about it. So, you know, today I want to kind of delve back into, I got a little sentimental, got a little kind of like reflective of these past 4 years, which have been a crazy ride. And first off, I want to thank every single one of you guys that has come along and truly delved into the channel, subscribed, you've commented, you've engaged, even for the few people that are my Buy Me a Coffee members and my Patreon members. Well, thank you so much for the support because it has been absolutely amazing ride. And we're just getting started. These first 4 years were kind of nice learning curve. We've now gotten to ourselves to a point where it's like, okay, I can travel a little bit more. But I wanted to go back to the roots. And in this video, we're here at a place called Wine Sensation in Georgetown, Texas. And this is kind of where it all began. So if you guys have been following the channel from the very beginning, you guys would know that my very first video I did, I went to a place called Wine Sensation. At the time, it was a wine bar in Round Rock, Texas. It was kind of like this rustic little spot that had been there for a few years. I actually helped not open it up, but I was there within that first year that they opened that particular location. And I was the bartender for about 6 months. And that was kind of when we first put the place on the map in that location. And since then, they have now just recently moved up here off of Rivery Boulevard. This is kind of like a more up-and-coming area of Georgetown, Texas, where a lot of new money's coming into. And they have basically come into this one area where, weirdly enough, I have another history, but this is kind of like nice apartments. It's got luxury condominiums. You've got the Sheraton Conference Center, other hotels that weren't here even just a few years ago. And it almost looks like little parts of like almost like New York or Brooklyn, Manhattan, instead of just being out in Central Texas. So it's a great place right next door to Wine Sensation, the new spot that they have now. There's a place called Ichiro. Great sushi Asian bar. I actually did one of my earlier videos, also went there as well to kind of showcase them on their first kind of year open. I actually helped open that place as well before COVID shut us down. And of course, I ended up going up to Maine. So there's a lot of stuff, a lot of history within this kind of like little square. You have Market's Scratch Kitchen 2020, and they have like a great little outdoor area where they play live music, I think during the weekends at night. So definitely, when you're in Georgetown, Texas, you want to come out and check out Wine Sensation and this whole little surrounding area and all the restaurants and bars. All right, so we're at a wine bar. We got most of the talking done for the introductions and stuff. We might as well get to some wine. So first wine we're going to do, they're actually cooking up the first dish. I'm going to kind of do some pairings. But first I'm going to try the wine by itself, and that is called Lago. It's a Vinho Verde from Portugal. I've got a honey goat cheese coming up with that. But let's try this out first. As you can see, fantastic looking Vinho Verde. Cheers to you guys. Ooh, that's nice. It's lightly fruity, almost got like, to me, it's almost got a little green ripple to that. It's fresh, it's bright, it's clean. That's a great white wine. I cannot wait to go ahead and try this with our with the honey goat cheese here, because that Oh, I'm so excited. All right, so first tasting is, of course, going to be the goat cheese dish for you right here. So it's a local goat cheese, just topped with a little bit of honey, pecans on there, so you get a little nuttiness, you get the cheese, salty cheese, a little bit of sweet from the honey. So we're gonna go ahead and try this. I already got a crostini loaded up. Let's go ahead and bite into this real quick. Mm. They toast the crostinis too, so it's got a nice crunch to it. But the goat cheese, fantastic. That's actually a relatively sweet honey. I was like, that's got a nice little, nice sweet pop to it at the front end. Really, really good. Now let's try the Vino Verde. Let's go with that. Oh wow, that actually changes that. That turns like the green apple almost into not acidic citrus flavor, but it's a little bit more tart. That's fantastic. That's actually really nice combination. Is that Vino Verde and of course this honey goat cheese. By the way, if you're coming from out of town or out of state and you're coming here to Georgetown, you want to check out Wine Sensation, you want to check out old historic Georgetown in downtown, there's so much to see in the kind of this upper area of Williamson County. I highly recommend checking it out. And if you are coming here, whether you're staying at the Sheraton, the Homes and Suites by Hilton, or any of the other hotels in and around Georgetown or Round Rock, definitely check out planin.com. It is a fantastic new booking site that started last year, and they have been growing at a nice rapid pace. So if you're looking for a place, check it out. It's very similar to Booking or Priceline, and you can get upwards of like 40% off. Signing up is free. And what's great about it, it is a booking site that is done by travel content creators. So you can check out any of our particular recommendations. If there's any videos linked to it, we have that as well. So definitely check out planin.com, sign up, follow all of your favorite travel content creators, and definitely check it out next time you need to book any place that you go anywhere in the world. Cheers. Good stuff. All right, so second one we've got going on right now is the Ranga Sauv Blanc. I've got a nice kind of garlic white wine pasta coming, so I figure we kind of do something bright, acidic. We'll see what this tastes like. But cheers to you guys. A New Zealand Marlborough County Sauv Blanc. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that's a lot. Oh, that actually hit me going down. That grapefruit, it's like intense grapefruit. It's very crisp, acidic. It's almost like, hang on. Almost tastes like it got some fig in there as well. That's interesting. Like almost like fig and grapefruit. I don't know if I've ever had that particular combination, but it was a very good Sauv Blanc, and I am excited about this pasta. All right, guys, second dish is, of course, our pasta. This is their house pasta that they have here with cherry tomatoes. It's a garlic white wine sauce, fresh shredded up basil, and, of course, a little Parmesan cheese. So looks and smells good. It's basically that garlic you can like it just radiates off there. So just going to get a little bit of that pasta real quick. Throw a cherry tomato on there as well. Pasta's fantastic, very light. That heavy on the garlic, but not overly so. And then of course that white wine, like it's just a light sauce to there. Fantastic pasta. And then of course we'll try it with that Sauv Blanc. Again, changes the palate, kind of dulls down a little bit of that grapefruit, and you really kind of get that fig and the stone kind of come out a little bit more on that. That's really good. This is fantastic pasta. Great pairing with that Sauv Blanc. right, so for the third wine we have here, what is the Lopez de Haro Rioja. So a nice Spanish Rioja. So we're delving into the reds. I've got some meatballs coming. So, ooh, it's a nice, there's almost vanilla aroma. I'm going to try this real quick. Oh, that's good. It's almost got like a bit of a bright tart cherry flavor to it. There is some oakiness and a little bit of kind of like pepper spice, but that's very nice, mildly dry finish. It's just absolutely fantastic Rioja. I miss my Spanish reds. I miss going to Spain. I wanted to do that this spring as well as Italy, but c'est la vie on that. But still, great Spanish red. Okay, so for our third dish, we of course got their house-made meatballs, which is a mixture of pork and beef with their own house marinara on top. And then, of course, a little bit of shaved mozzarella. And then you got your crostini that goes with that. First, though, we're going to try the meatball as is without the warm crostini. Cheers to you guys. Oh. That is fantastic. Probably some of the better meatballs you'll find in this area for sure. Now let's go ahead and put it on the warm kind of like, I think it's like olive oil that they just kind of braise on that crostini. Oh yeah, that right there, absolutely fantastic. Fire combination there. All three of these dishes kind of, this is a great kind of meal that to have. You know, this place is very much kind of mostly small plates. They do have flatbreads. They do charcuterie boards, but most of it is all kind of small, easy to eat plates, things to share. And then, of course, all the great wine, which we're going to try this Rioja after having that meatball. Top notch. All right, while the food was all delicious and I'm done with the food, I did want to get one more glass of wine here, and that is the Ironside Cabernet from California. So we're going to try this real quick. Ooh. Oh, that is nice. That's almost like a little smoky campfire smell to it. That smells really good. Oh, yeah. That is a fantastic dark berry, nice long finish, smooth, little smoky. That is a fantastic Cabernet. I've never had Ironside, so let me see real quick. Yeah, so where are we from? Hillsburg, California? Anyway, great Cabernet and a great way to finish off the night here at Wine Sensation, and a great celebration for 4 years on YouTube. And like I said, this is just the beginning. All right, now that we've kind of filled ourselves up with food and wine, before we sign off, I kind of wanted to answer a couple of questions I know that I've been getting over the years in honor of the celebration of 4 years here on YouTube. And I think the first one was, why did I start doing YouTube? Well, the answer to that really kind of goes as far back as 2016 was the first time I ever traveled internationally. And that was kind of like a European road trip that I did with my mom. And we started in Copenhagen, just kind of went throughout most of like Western Central Europe, stopped over in Scotland for a week. And, I didn't vlog any of it. But what I did do was I blogged it back in the day when Facebook still had notes. I would do kind of like these little blogs for like almost every day or every couple days of what we did. So I did that for that particular trip, and I kind of got tired of it because it's like, you get done with your daily activities, tours, whatever you're doing, and then it's like 10 p.m. at night, You got to get up the next morning, but I'm like spending 2-3 hours kind of typing all this stuff out almost every other day. It got a little exhausting. So it got me off it for a while. But I did start to kind of, as I started internationally traveling, watching YouTube videos of places that I went to. Just because it's like I wanted to kind of check out all those different places where people said was great to eat at or to go things to go see. And it was fine while I was kind of just looking at specific places to travel. However, COVID happened. And while we were all locked away in COVID, I basically kind of binged watched a bunch of YouTube travel videos. And come to realize when I was watching a wide variety instead of something very specific, I wasn't always getting what I wanted, particularly for things that interested myself and that I wanted to share. So I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll finally actually get my own camera, which thankfully that Christmas of 2020, I got a camera for Christmas and just started shooting. You know, like I said, my first video was literally a wine tasting and food tasting video at the old Wine Sensation in Round Rock. That's why I'm coming here, because I kind of wanted to come full circle 4 years later. And it was just, it's been a journey for the last 4 years. And I do have to say, for all of you guys that have been around from the beginning to those that maybe subscribe from this video today, I want to thank you guys for your support, because it's been an awesome 4 years. And there is a lot of stuff coming up, which I'll share with you in just a moment. But first off, I got to cheers to you guys. Thank you so much. Oh, this cab is so good. Now, future trip announcements coming up. So I've probably dropped, for some of you that have been watching the last couple of videos, I have dropped some stuff going on. However, I'm going to kind of give you guys a rough timeline. Obviously, life can happen and things can change, but this is the rough timeline for what's going to be happening this next year here in 2025. Now, the first few months that we've got going here through March, April, and probably into May as well, I'm going to be doing a bunch of videos around here in Austin, Texas, maybe getting down to San Antonio, Dallas, take some day trips as well outside of Austin, and because that's my focus, that's where I'm at right now, that's where I'm working. Next will be in the beginning of May. I'm going to be starting a road trip, and those videos will probably come out at the end of May, beginning of June, from here to Alaska. I just got a job in Alaska for this particular summer. It's going to be about a 3-month gig up at the Windsong Lodge in Seward, Alaska. So I'm super excited. I'm going to do several videos of the road trip all the way up, including the Alaskan Highway, which is going to be a lot of fun to do. So look forward to that. You know, that, like I said, that video will probably come out probably midsummer, somewhere around July, after I get the earlier road trip videos out. And then you'll have a bunch of Alaskan content while I'm up there. I'll do probably a whole thing specifically on the lodge that I'll be staying at. Anchorage, maybe. A lot of stuff around the Kenai Fjords. A lot of nature, more natural stuff will be happening during that particular time. And then when we're done, my last day there working there is supposed to be the 6th of September. After that, probably take a week or so, come back down to Seattle. And then I plan to, in the fall, spend about 2 months of traveling to Asia. So we're finally gonna go to Asia. As long as everything works out, we're gonna go to Japan, South Korea, Taiwan, and at least Vietnam. So those 4 are on the docket. I'm in the works, maybe potentially Thailand as well, Cambodia, Singapore. I'm looking at other things, just kind of depends on money and time, which, again, if you guys like these videos, subscribe, share this content. And of course, if you do want to truly help support the channels and for us to go bigger and go further, I do also have a Patreon page and a Buy Me a Coffee account. And again, I always appreciate all the support. And I want to try to, this year, challenge myself to up my game, particularly for the Patreon page. Not just getting the videos out 1 or 2 or 3 days in advance, but also doing exclusive stuff for you guys. So that is my promise, is to start taking the Patreon to the next level for you guys. And hopefully going into the Japan series and going further than that, I would like to start a second channel that focuses specifically on food, while the main channel does kind of more overarching, full region food and like big tours. Whereas in the second channel would maybe sometimes focus on a place like this, like one specific spot or one specific type of cuisine that I'd love to do. But right now, I'm not in a situation where I can do both of those. But once I get to a point where I can travel more consistently, that is what I plan to do. And that's kind of my 2025 goal, is to really expand the main channel, get to both Alaska and then eventually to Asia, and then hopefully also start a secondary channel as well. So those are the goals. I'm getting it on you guys to get on me to keep on to that kind of schedule and everything. But anyway, guys, this will be the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this particular wine tasting video, the celebration of 4 years here on YouTube. I have been so blessed with everything that has happened over the last 4 years, and I thank you guys for joining me on this. And now, until we meet again, friends, cheers to you. And peace out, and have a great night.